Bob and Carl have been roommates for several years. Their relationship is strong and supportive, and they are very happy with their living arrangements. However, their friend Jim recently lost his job and moved in with Bob and Carl temporarily. At first, everything was fine, but now Jim's presence is beginning to put a strain on Bob and Carl's relationship. Jim rarely picks up after himself and never helps with household chores. Bob makes excuses for Jim while Carl says nothing but grows angrier each day. When Bob and Carl had a chance to discuss the situation, Carl began the conversation by blaming Bob for excusing Jim's behavior. "You aren't handling the situation the right way, Bob," Carl said. "You are just making things worse." Bob is disappointed that Carl can't see his point of view. "Confronting Jim just won't work, Carl. We need to grin and bear it for a few more weeks. If we don't, we will lose our friendship with Jim forever. There's no other option." What should Bob and Carl do? Stop the video here and restart when you have some ideas. Let's consider some possible solutions as we review the case study key. First, Bob and Carl need to practice supportive communication with each other. Carl began his conversation with Bob with an evaluation of Bob's method of dealing with the conflict that put Bob on the defensive. At the same time, Bob is also guilty of defensive communication because he is displaying certainty. He is sure that his way is the only way to move forward. Instead, Bob should practice provisionalism, suggesting that he believes his way is best, but being open to other ideas. At the same time, Carl should adjust his problem orientation. Carl needs to focus on the issue at hand instead of focusing on his poor opinion of Bob's conflict management skills. When Carl and Bob finally have a chance to sit down with Jim to talk about the situation, they need to practice face-saving by addressing the issue instead of the person. Instead of saying, "Your laziness is creating a problem," they can say something like, "We need to figure out a way to divide the household chores that will work for all of us." They will want to listen to what Jim has to say and look for common ground that will allow all three of them to move forward in a productive direction. Choosing positive communication styles can help bridge communication gaps.